Hey everyone, my name is Abhishek and in this video I will show you how to create this trendy glitch effect in After Effects. As you can see that it looks very professional, clean, and at the same time it's very easy to create. You can use this method to reveal your text or logo, whatever you want. It's very easy to create. So before I start with this video, if you guys are new here then please consider subscribing and make sure to press that bell icon so that you never miss another amazing video like this. So with that being said, let's jump into After Effects and get started. Alright, so here we are in After Effects and I will begin by creating a new composition. So in order to do that, just go to composition, click on new comp, and for this one I'm going to call this text, and the width and height will be 1920 by 1080. Frame rate you can go with 30 fps, or if you want you can choose 60 fps. For this one we are gonna set this to 30, and duration you can set it to 10 seconds. Just click on OK. Now I'm going to create another composition. So go to composition, another comp, and for this one I'm going to call this animation, and all the things will remain same. Just click on OK. Now I'm going to open up my text composition, and in this one I'm going to add my text. So just simply select the text tool and you can click anywhere you want, and now I can type my text. So I'm going to type motion. You can probably select the layer and you can move and align it in the center of this composition. If you are not able to see this panel, then you can go to Windows and just click on align. Now I can select this, hold down the control key, just double click on this pan anchor tool so that the anchor point is in the center. Now you can probably select the layer, press S and just scale it something like this. So we have our text. Now let's go to the animation comp and just drag our text to this. So here you can see we have our text layer. Now I'm going to apply a couple of effects to this. So before that I'm going to create an adjustment layer so that I can apply all the effects to that. So just go to layer, new adjustment layer, and on this one I'm going to apply an effect called scale wipe. So just search for CC scale wipe, and if you apply it onto this, now we are going to use this effect to create that stretchy kind of look. So if you increase the stretch amount, you can see that we are distorting the text, so you can play around with the direction. So if you want you can just select it and it will come from the top, but for this one I'm going to set it to 180 degree, and you can probably increase the amount. Now you can see we have this option called center, so you can move around the center point and you can see that it will start creating our animation something like this. So in order to animate it, you can either add a keyframe. So I'm going to move it somewhere around here and I'm going to add a keyframe, and I can select this, press U on the keyboard. Now I can move it couple of frames somewhere around 1 second, and I can just simply move it down something like this. So if I play back, here you can see we have this kind of look, which is looking good. Again, if you want you can select the keyframes. You can press F9 on the keyboard to ease them, or you can just simply right click, go to keyframe assistant, and from here just click on ease. So I can play and you can see we have this kind of animation. So this is looking good, and we are going to tweak it further if you want. So now we are going to select our text, and on this one we are going to add couple of elements over this side and over here. So in order to do that, you can select the layer, press Ctrl D to duplicate it. Now I can select the layer, and if you click on this rectangle tool, you can see I can simply create a mask something like this. Now if you want you can select the layer and you can just move it around to different areas something like this, and we don't want this to just stay over there, we want it to appear for a couple of frames. So you can just simply select and drag the endpoints and just make it appear for a couple of frames something like this. Now this part is completely up to you, so you can just simply play around and you can figure out what looks good for you. And I think we can probably add more of this something like this. Again I can select it and I can probably scale it up just like that. Yeah, so this looks good. Now I can add some more of these text, so I can just simply select the layer, press Ctrl D to duplicate it and just move it somewhere around here. If you want, you can grab these masking endpoints and you can just create different text just like this. Now I'm going to move it somewhere around here just like this. So here you can see we have this text. Again, I'm going to select this layer and just move it a couple of frames ahead so that we have these kind of glitches. And I'm going to repeat this process and just keep on adding some different elements like this. So I'm going to fast forward it, and once it's complete I will be back. So now you can see I have added couple of more elements. Now you will notice one problem, that some of the elements are not visible. So for example, this element is not visible. It's because we have this adjustment layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly select a frame where we can see that our animation is stopped. So on that I can just simply select this layer and just trim it by holding down the Alt key and press the right square bracket. And now you can see now our layers are visible. So this looks good, and I'm going to again apply this CC scale wipe effect. So in order to do that, we are going to again create a new adjustment layer. So just go to layer, new adjustment, and now I'm going to apply it into small chunks. Again, hold down the layer and you can press Alt plus right square bracket to trim it. And now I can just simply zoom in, and on this one I can simply apply the scale wipe effect. And for this one we can play around with the value. So now you can see we have the effect, but it is happening in the other direction. So you can just probably scale it up something like this, and now you can place it onto different elements. So I can probably place it somewhere around here just like this, and you can probably move down its starting point something like this, so that it's appearing only for a couple of frames just like that. Again, I'm going to select this, press Ctrl D to duplicate it, and now I'm going to apply it onto the side elements. So let's apply this. So let's stretch it out to the right side. So I can just simply set this to 90, and you can probably play around with the position something like this. So now you can see we have this kind of look. So again, this is completely up to you. You can add more elements if you want to add more glitch to this, but for this one I think we are pretty much done with this example. So this is how you can create this kind of stretchy look. And now I'm going to show you how you can add that RGB kind of look to this. So in order to do that, you can select all the layers and you can just right click and you can pre-compose, and let's call this glitch and just click on OK. Now on this one we are going to apply a effect called shift channel. So just search for shift channels and just apply it onto this layer. And under the shift channel you can see we have individual RGB channels. So I can set the green to off, also set the blue to off. So now we are only left with the red channel, and I can select the layer, press Ctrl D to duplicate it. On this one I can set the red to off and enable only the green channel. Again, I can select this and press Ctrl D. On the last one I can set only the blue channel and turn all the channels off. So now you can see we have this kind of look. Now to get the RGB look, we can select all the layers, and under the mode you can set it from normal to screen. If you're not able to see these options, you can just simply click over here and it will make it appear. So now you can see we have our animation, and if I play back you can see that still we haven't added our RGB effect. So in order to do that, you can just zoom in. You can select the top layer and just move it 2 frames ahead, and you can select the middle layer and just move it 1 frame ahead. So now you can see we have offset all the layers. And now if I play back, here you can see we have some really nice RGB kind of effect going on. And if you want, you can add more delay to this, just like this, and now you have more RGB effect. But for this one we are going to offset it only by single frames, just like this. Now if you want, you can add another adjustment layer, and on this one you can apply an effect called noise. Just add it, and you can just increase the noise amount a little bit, so that you can see we have some really nice noise kind of texture over here. Again, I can also add a solid layer, and let's set its color to something like this. Just click on OK and just place it below all the layers. So now you can see we have this really nice RGB kind of stretchy glitch effect, and this is how you can create it. Now you can edit it very easily. So if you want to change the text, all you have to do is just simply go to the text comp, and from here you can just type your text. And if I go back here, you can see we have changed our text and all the animations are already applied. So this is how you can create this kind of look. If you want, you can import your logo, and you can just simply import it into this composition. And again, if you go back, you can see all the effects will be applied to your logo. So this is how you can create this stretchy glitch kind of effect. So if you want, you can download the project file for this tutorial and other tutorials on Patreon. So link for that is in the description as well. So make sure to check out my Patreon page. With that being said, my name is Abhishek, and I'll see you in the next one.